Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that I think is moving or leaving, or there's a change in someone's perspective. We've got the storks from the Lenormand and the mice, and this is interesting because it's good news, but a loss. So it feels to me like we have somebody who feels okay, because this happened, now I think, finally let go of this situation and move forward. It's like this last little straw is justification for somebody to do that thing that they finally feel like they can do, right? That they can justify it. So this loss seems to be a good thing. And it seems to be motivating somebody to make a really good change in their life. So, it's like that sometimes. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of Wind Chime 10. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're enjoying the weekend. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Carl. How we doing? If you would like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com, and it's in the description box below as well. You can also find out about the 3 different tiers that I have for memberships right below that in the description box. So if you want additional content, because you don't get enough as it is, come on. I mean, you should, but yeah. Anyways, let's dive in. This is the Tattoo Tarot. Yes, I'm having a good day. Thank you. And I did actually eat something before signing on. So there's that. All right. What else do we have? We have the King of Cups, the King of Swords in the reverse, and the Two of Swords. So the person who feels like a loss is actually maybe a good thing because now they can just like go somewhere else is this King of Cups. This is not a man, doesn't have to be a man is what I should say. This is just energy that I'm reading, so keep that in mind. But the King of Cups and the King of Swords in reverse, this is the same energy. This is somebody who outwardly presents a pretty spicy personality. I would think this is somebody who is seen as intimidating or not easy to approach, but they do have a soft, gooey center. That's why we have the King of Cups coming through. This person has had to have a pretty hard shell based on the environment in which they were working, living, whatever. But this crossroads is associated with this loss. Somebody who feels like I've been needing to make this decision for a while. And now that this thing that should be considered bad news has happened, I'm looking at it as good news. Hello, Christian. How are you doing? Aw, it's good to see you. Key, I'm proud of you. Good work. Good work. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Devil with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, this seems to me that we've had somebody that has put in a lot of work, maybe even obsessively, felt like they really had to do everything that they possibly could, but I don't feel like it's the work they wanted to do. The example in my mind right now is somebody who feels pressured to work at the family business. They don't really feel like there's an alternative to that, but there's some sort of problem, some hiccup, some obstacle, some, I don't know if that's going to work out. And this person's like, oh, okay, shucksy doodles. I guess I can't do that. Like, these plans or this, like, responsibility that they felt like they had, for some reason, it's no longer theirs. For some reason, there's an issue here. Ace of Swords in the reverse and the Four of Swords. there's something really bothering this person. The King of Cups has something like a truth they need to say, but they don't feel like they can relax until they speak this truth. Now, I'm sure for many of you, this would be applicable to a romantic situation of yours, but keep in mind that this could also be, for many of you, it could be more of like a family or a friendship thing. But this is like, I can't focus. I can't do what I need to do because I keep thinking about this conversation that I need to have. Hello, Carrie. How are you doing? Hello, Laura. How's your day? I like that, Christian. Yes, pressure to conform is very real. Nine of Pentacles and Judgment in the reverse. It's like somebody didn't have a choice. This is strange. The Nine of Pentacles, if it's in the upright, this can talk about somebody who's independent, intuitive, wise, self-sustaining. I feel like this is somebody who made a bad decision financially or made a bad decision in terms of who they're working for, who they are dating. But it's like, I kind of hesitate on this because I don't like contributing to negative energy, but I do feel like there is somebody here who has been taking advantage of this King of Cups, probably financially, but it feels to me like the King of Cups has this obligation to somebody. They feel like they have to work. They have to do this. They have to be there. They have to show up for this person. But they're starting to question if that's really the right place for them. And then something happens. I don't even want to say what I'm seeing. At the bottom of the card, that's what I'm seeing. Like there's some major loss or some problem or some issue that makes it so that this King of Cups gets freed from their obligation. It's like the universe was like, yeah, we didn't want you working there either. Yeah, you didn't miss too much, Laura. Hello, Third Eye. Hello, Co-Create. How are you doing? Honestly, this feels like karmic retribution against the person who has kept this King of Cups stuck. Again, this could be, I'm trying to help out somebody in my family because they need to renovate this house and I'm trying to help them with that. This could be, I have to work for my parents because they own the local convenience store and I feel like I need to help them during the summers when I'm not at school. But there's something here, again, I'm not wishing negative crap on anybody, but there's something here about like, this is not where you're supposed to be. They're like trying to keep you stuck. They're trying to keep you doing something for themselves when there is a different mission, a different path out here for you. So it's like someone's like cutting whatever the bonds are here, whatever is holding you to this person or company or family, whatever is trying to keep you stuck here. The universe is like, actually, we're more powerful than you. So no, you don't get to keep the King of Cups. Nice try. Co-create, my short response to that would be look up individualism versus collectivism. Hello, Michael. Hello, Lemonade. Hello, Illuminati. What's going on? So we've got plugged, tuned in, internet, connected, financial support. Well, I mean, I did say I think there was somebody here that was trying to keep this King of Cups stuck financially. But now we have the escapade card. Now it's like this King of Cups is being released. They're like free. Like you don't have to do that work. You don't have to stay here. You don't have to, help Aunt Susie. There's some other adventure that this person's supposed to be on. So we have lost, ghosted, blocked, cut off. And it's interesting because that's clarifying the plugged in card, which talks about being connected. So connected, disconnected. I'm telling you, it's like you might think that you have the King of Cups, but you do not. Scoop. I feel like I have such a great hold over this King of Cups. They're going to do whatever I ask them to do. They can't say no. And then the universe is like, no, you don't. Mm-mm. And so this, I'm going to say this is the devil, even though I want to be very clear. I'm not talking about like the one who lives downstairs. This is whoever has felt like they have control over this King of Cups. Now they're sitting here and they're like, where'd you go? What happened? Lockdown is in the reverse. No longer stuck. Today. So whenever you see this reading, the person that you are thinking about, there is a significant change in their mindset and in their reality that is making them feel like they are free to move about the cabin, that they can make their own choices. They don't have to be here. They don't have to do that work. They don't have to do what somebody else tells them to do. Hello, Magda. How are you doing? Hello, Latoya. I hope you're having a good day. Magda, I just have to tell you, I love your name, in part because I had a professor named Magda who had the wildest, orangest red hair and the fieriest personality I've ever encountered. I love her. Well, I haven't seen her in a long time. Loved her dearly. It's been a while. Like, ooh, she had a problem with you. She would tell you right to your face, and I love that about her. But we learned a lot from her. She was awesome. Can't remember. I think she was Polish. So we have the Fool. Oh, look at you. I love this. Whoever this King of Cups is, I am rooting for you. The Fool indicates a new beginning. I don't have to do what somebody else is telling me. I'm going to pursue the path that feels right to me. We have the Two of Cups in the reverse. This could indicate a breakup or no longer friends, that kind of thing, right? An ending, a falling out. And it enables this King of Cups to have time to themselves, not have to be beholden to whoever is this devil. The devil's in the reverse now. I'm free, right? They don't have to deal with that person. They don't have to deal with that obligation. Oh, you are so sweet. And I'm glad you like the corny jokes. I'll leave them in just for you. I've always said, if I can get a chuckle, it's worth it. Or if I'm the only one that laughs at my joke, that's cool. I'm still laughing. But thank you. That's very sweet. Wait, who's Dexter? And Andrea, I agree. It does look like there's protection for this King of Cups, and that's why they are no longer going to be stuck in this situation. So we have the High Priestess, and this is somebody who is powerful. There's a lot of, oh, okay, sorry. I just have like my own nickname for him. Sorry. So, wow. It's like whoever felt they had power or control over this King of Cups they're relinquishing or losing. I shouldn't say relinquishing. I don't think they're going to give it up unless they're forced to, right? This is somebody who's losing their power over the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is getting power. This is kind of a strange analogy, but if you watched, oh crap, what the hell was it called? I think it was called Coven, American Horror Story, where they choose like the new head witch or whatever the hell it's called. Sorry, guys, it's been a while. The powers can shift, right? That new up and coming witch is like literally accruing more power, or like their skills and gifts are getting stronger, while the like head witch, generally that power is being like kind of drained or shifted over to somebody else. This King of Cups has been answering to somebody else who's about to lose their power, and much of that power might actually be going right to the King of Cups. Because we have strength in the reverse, which makes a lot of sense for somebody that comes out as the devil. But with the 10 of Wands, it's like, there's an ending here. You can't actually keep this. So there could be, for some of you, a criminal situation here where there's literally a transfer of, a business or something. But for most of you, I feel like this is more so about energy, spiritual gifts, and independence. This feels like for many of you, this would be letting go of the obligation you feel to do whatever your parents tell you to do, or to obey somebody in a romantic context, because everything is pointing to this King of Cups is like, I'm my own person. I'm going to do what I want. I'm not going to let you tell me what I should do anymore. You're not the best of me. King of Pentacles in the reverse, because this is who they're walking away from or no longer connected to, the person who is controlling them financially. Yup. I feel like there's a transfer. That Six of Pentacles. This, it's like an intangible power. It could even be about youth. That's wild. This is somebody who's about to be like tip-top shape. And this person who's clinging on to power over here, the devil energy, they can't do anything to stop this. Look at those arrows on the world. It's like no matter what the devil tries to do, it's like they're flatlined. There's nothing that they can do to get better. But this King of Cups is on the rise. So I feel like there's definitely tension. There's a sense of competition, or there's a sense of like, you don't own me. Or just watch. Oh. I think I just figured this out, but I don't know if I want to say. How do I say this? I do feel like there is a business being transferred. And I don't really like seeing this card for the literal translation, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it is. I do not wish that on anybody. I do not like talking about it, to be honest. But I do feel like this is about somebody who used to feel like they have to do what somebody else is saying. And now that person has lost that power, possibly not around anymore. Please send protection and RIP if necessary. My condolences if necessary. But I'm telling you, there is a transfer from this person to what I think is a younger version. So I just saw a clip of, oh my God, what is that stupid movie? What's the one with Jessie from Saved by the Bell where she was a stripper, you guys? But she's like going up against Gina Gershon, right? And Gina Gershon is like, right? Like she doesn't want to be replaced. Isn't that a thing? You guys, I haven't seen that. Showgirls in forever. But this is about somebody who's like, oh, wait, I don't want this one. Who's like, I don't want to give up my power. I want to tell everybody what to do. but there's somebody here who is done listening to them, and it could be because they're not alive anymore. I'm trying to figure out how to hint to you what I think it is without like actually saying any names. Oh, I just came up with an idea. Okay. Oh, that's creepy. That's really creepy. That's the card I was looking to show you. Oh my God, that's creepy. Okay, so my suspicion is that this could be about a family that owns a TV network. Anybody? I'm not saying anybody's names. I just know that somebody wants to do something drastically different with that if somebody goes away. And I'm still creeped out by the fact that literally the card I'm looking for is like the one on the bottom. You know you watched it? Did you not? I believe I have the same birthday as Zach Morris. I know. Aren't you jealous? Hello, Rainbow Warrior. How are you doing? So we've got emotions, water, cry, purge, balancing, releasing, and chapters, light after darkness, rise, new life, dawn, and unfold. I feel like there is a celebration of somebody's life, and then a new chapter starts. Somebody else takes over. They get to decide the direction of what's going on. Wow. Polarity, contrast, resistance, pull, yin and yang, and magnetic, and purpose, mission, quest, soul's calling, aspiration, goal, and drive. I feel like this is somebody who's saying, I don't have to do things your way anymore. I'm going to do it my way. Now, just because I gave that example doesn't mean it's not going to apply to a lot of other situations, but this is somebody who is about to take control over a company or a large sum of money, or their own life, right? They're not letting somebody else dictate to them what they should be doing with their time and energy. All right, we'll see if the Tree of Life comes out. This is the Meta Muse, and it's a little unusual in that it does have a 79th card, which is the Tree of Life, and talks about ascension. Hi, Diesel Gravy. How are you doing? Going well, thank you. Oh, thank you for joining the membership. You the best. You should, so at the Chariots level, you should get access to the shorts, but there's also videos that I post for all of the members in addition. Hello, Thor. How's it going? Can't see it. Are you saying you couldn't see the card? We've got the Four of Wands in the reverse, clarifying the Four of Wands in the upright. Yeah. And the Nine of Cups in the reverse and the Chariot. This feels to me like an older generation, somebody who maybe wasn't willing to do things differently, having to give up the reins and let somebody else take over. For some of you, this is not about somebody passing away. It's about a legal situation that says, that's not yours, now it's theirs. Aw, thank you, Thor. I'm glad to hear that, Rainbow Warrior. I love Lucy emoji so much. This is somebody who didn't deserve to have that control, I guess. And things are changing very quickly because there's such a night and day difference between the original. I just really hesitate to call this person the devil because that's like, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is the Nine of Swords. This is somebody who's literally freaking out or worried about what happens when I'm not in control anymore. Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the King of Swords. There's no recourse for this person. They can't change. Okay, so another thing that this kind of aligns to, I have a little bit of an obsession with the like Elizabethan or like Tudor history in Britain. And I think it's kind of badass that Queen Elizabeth I was able to have such a legitimate reign when most people didn't really take women seriously. But correct me if I'm wrong, King Henry VIII was obsessed with having a male heir. And when he passed away, I'm pretty sure that Edward was only like 9. He was young, okay? He was literally a boy. And there was a lot of concern about the transition of power. King Henry VIII had, of course, established, I think that's the right word, the Anglican Church so that he could actually marry Anne Boleyn, get out of his first marriage. But there was, at the time of his death, going back to Catholicism, I think, because he was probably afraid of going to hell. So there was a lot of concern in terms of who's going to lead the country. Are they going to be like Bloody Mary and target people who are Protestant? Are they going to line up with Edward and Elizabeth and be more of like the Protestant? So that's, I mean, there was issues, right? Like, are you going to carry on the same kind of principles or the religion that I believe in, or are you a heretic, right? Was, I believe, the language of the day. So this is, I don't want somebody to do things differently from how I've done them, but I don't know that I can change the succession, right? Hello, Voyager. How are you doing? Summer Shandy's so good. I could probably only have like one because those are definitely a little sweet. So we've got the World, the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Wow, Strength in the reverse again. I've said it before, I'll say it again. When you get the Devil, it's very likely that you will also get Strength in the reverse because these two are the same, right? This is the inability to let go of the things or to walk away from the things that block you. This can be fear, insecurity, manipulation, right? This is somebody who has operated in a, I'm going to go ahead and say shady way. This is somebody who has, I feel, got a not so great reputation. And they have like a lawyer or somebody that they have been working closely with. They want to change things because they know what's going to happen when the power shifts. They know, and it makes them uncomfortable. But with purpose, I think the King of Cups knows what they're supposed to be doing. So this is interesting. Lots of opinions, and I think a lot of disagreements. This is What's the News. That's an excellent priority, co-create. We have time, delay, procrastination, too busy. Wine and dine, courtship, consistently dating, romance and passion, and brick wall, defense mechanism, guarded, hard to reach. I do think there's an attempt here to try to schmooze or like, I don't know, maybe even like love bomb to some extent. There's an attempt here to, we say brown nose, because I've run up against a brick wall. I can't make the changes that I want, or I can't get what I want. So how can I manipulate things before time runs out? This is either a court order or literally somebody passing away. But they feel like they have to do something. They have to bribe someone. They have to do something. We've got high vibing, good vibes, living to the fullest, enjoying the present, turnt, party animal, sex, drugs, and alcohol, and surface pleasures. I feel like we have somebody that is making irresponsible decisions. I really hate this card, you guys. They are making poor decisions indeed. This could be somebody who loses their business or has maybe even got a chance of going to jail because they are too busy having fun. I feel like this person either breaks the law or passes away. And they're losing power. They don't get what they want anymore. So, yeah, this could apply to a few situations. Memories, missing someone, regression, revisiting the past, receipts, guilty as charged, exposed, and skirt, quick getaway, the runner, and escaping. Yeah, so I think we have somebody being handed the power or having like greater spiritual gifts, maybe even getting like inheriting a bunch of money, but it enables them to expose somebody that should be. I feel like this is somebody who gets what they are supposed to get and then runs away. It's like, okay, I got what I wanted. Now I'm going to go and do what I want with it elsewhere. So it's a very different dynamic, right? I don't have the same goals as this person, which is probably a good thing if you're coming out as the devil. Let's see. This is the Gilded Reverie. What else do we have? Yeah, there's a new chapter, a new beginning. And I feel like there's something with this book. There's something about this new chapter. It's going to be about somebody's secrets. And this person, the King of Cups, they've been waiting for this moment. Like eagerly. Like, okay, now I can tell my secrets. Maybe they have an NDA and they feel like they can't say anything until ... But this is all about who they know and who they're connected to. This King of Cups is feeling like they're about to be able to do what they want. That's why this loss is considered good news to them. So we have the bear, which is number 15, and the dog, which talks about loyalty. Yeah. This King of Cups is not necessarily wishing ill upon somebody, but they are excited for a change. And when this change happens, I feel like there's a lot of positive things that the King of Cups is able to finally do within their own life, according to whatever their purpose or their calling is. There's something here about loyalty among the other connections. Like who's loyal to whom, basically. Maybe things change at this point. All right, this is the Zodiac fortune telling cards. What else? Your wisdom will be more appreciated later. Be careful of your health. Trouble will arise, but then will turn out not as bad as you expected. Be very careful of a blonde you know. And you will be successful, carry through with your plans. I do feel like the number 23 is important. Yeah. There's some interesting things that I think are about to happen. I just want to pull a few from, this is the Poe Tarot. Tell me more about this King of Cups. Knight of Candles or Knight of Wands. But lo, a stir is in the air. The wave, there's a movement there. It's like they're waiting for a sign. They're waiting for things to change, waiting for the moment. It's like my understanding is Queen Elizabeth, before she was made queen, there was fear that she was going to be killed by Mary, her sister. And I believe Mary thought she was pregnant, but I think she was actually found to have been dealing with stomach cancer. And it was kind of up in the air as to whether or not Elizabeth was going to actually like be killed by her sister because she was Protestant and Mary didn't want a Protestant to lead the country, or if Elizabeth would ascend to the throne. Probably a little bit sensationalized for the movie, but like, becoming a queen is probably sensational no matter what you do. This is somebody who I feel is just like sitting, waiting to hear the news. Like, is it good or bad? Good or bad? Because like, can't do anything until I hear what's going on. Four of Paws, somebody being reserved. I felt irresistibly impressed with a presentiment of some vast good fortune impending. There's a scene from the movie with Kate Blanchett where Elizabeth is sitting on the hill and then they basically say, long live Elizabeth or whatever, like tell her that she's the queen, right? I feel like this is that person's energy. Like they can tell that things are about to change, that their life is about to change. They'll have this money, they'll have this business, whatever it is. They feel like they're going to be able to do whatever these plans are. Ace of Paws or Ace of Pentacles. For the most wild yet most homely narrative which I am about to pen, I neither expect nor solicit belief. They've got big news. They want to tell everybody something. Did I say hello to Rachel? Hello. Hello, Ground Zero. How are you doing? Aw, thank you, Rachel. I feel like they have some big secret they're going to tell. They have something that they're going to expose or someone that they want to make sure everybody knows who this is. Ten of Paws or the Ten of Pentacles. It is a happiness to wonder. It is a happiness to dream. I feel like ever since this person found out they might get this business or this money, they have had plans and they are counting down. And when they find out they won the settlement or whatever it is, they have like business to get to. They're like, okay, everybody leave me alone. Don't call me. Don't ask me for shit. You know what I mean? All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and for the memberships. And I'll see you on the next reading. Doodles.